I always like knew what it was. Like I knew it was a thing. I didn't know exactly what it was, and then y'all were like, "Let's play D&D," and introduced me to all that.
Tabletop role-playing games, or TTRPGs, have been around for decades, but the one that started it all was Dungeons & Dragons. First published in 1974 by Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson, inspired by miniature war games and fantasy literature, D&D combines storytelling, strategy, and improvisation in a way that had never been done before. It sparked an entirely new genre of gaming. Since then, the world of TTRPGs has been expanded to include a wide range of systems: Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, Shadowrun, Vampire the Masquerade, and many, many more, each with its own setting, rules, and tone. At their core, most TTRPGs follow a similar structure. A group of players create characters who exist in a shared world, led by a game master or storyteller who sets the scene and controls the environment. Players describe their actions, roll dice to determine success or failure, and work together to shape the narrative as it unfolds. What makes these games special is the creativity involved. Players aren't just following a script, they're inventing dialogue, solving problems, and making decisions in real time. Game masters build entire worlds from scratch or adapt existing ones to fit their group's style. It is a deeply collaborative form of storytelling. Despite this, TTRPGs are often misunderstood. People might see them as childish, nerdy, or escapist, but in reality, they're creative outlets that build communication skills, empathy, teamwork, and imagination. I've interviewed 5 people to hear about their personal experiences with TTRPGs and to gain their unique perspectives.
Hi, my name is Peep.
Julie Ambrosi.
Aslan Ambrosi.
Daniel Ambrosi.
I'm Valerie, I'm 23.
I'm almost 50.
51.
23.
18 years old.
My favorite aspect of D&D is the story, the storyline, the unknown, not realizing what's going to come, and then bam, it gets you, and I love that aspect of that. I'm also tied with kind of creating a backstory. I enjoy doing that very much. You can sit with people you might not ever think you would sit with, and it brings you together, regardless of race, ethnicity, sex. That's what I like about it. It doesn't matter.
Creatively, when it comes to being a player for any tabletop game, I feel like half of it, a big chunk of it, is like openly having fun with your friends. You know what I mean? And being able to have funny, quip conversation, go off of one another. And the other half of that is like being able to immerse yourself in the world. It's like if you're reading a book, if you're not immersed in what's happening, you're not really going to understand the plot of what's going on. When you're involved that deeply in a story, just seeing what happens next is fun. Like just the anticipation of knowing that you get to figure out what happens next is enough to make you want to play.
I really like how imaginative everything is and how crazy it can get and how fun. Like all the stories are really cool and they can get really messed up. So I'm probably having the most fun playing D&D when things go wrong or are unexpected. I think that's just very exciting and it makes me laugh a lot.
I would say it's extremely interactive with other people that you're playing with, and you get to learn a lot about them and lots of different ways to go about the game that create it as you're moving along. It was a little bit weird because I always thought like video games were the way to go, but D&D is so much more interactive and creative as you go along, so I kind of enjoy it a lot.
Well, how I looked at it before I played it, I was kind of one of those people. I was like, that's kind of like, you know, it's like everyone's sitting around in a basement and there's like a giant little monster piece and everyone's trying to kill it, but no one can get it. And then like, I knew that it was kind of like an adventure thing, but I thought it was more like boring. And then I played it, and then there's like a lot more to it than meets the eye. I mean, like it comes across as like something that people don't think that they would like because they're like, oh, well, that's like nerdy and like boring. You're just sitting there and rolling dice or whatever. But then you actually like get into it, and it's like, oh, this is actually kind of really fun. And then, you know, it's just cool to be able to. It's like you're playing through it yourself.
At their heart, TTRPGs are more than dice and rulebooks. They're a celebration of imagination, collaboration, and personal storytelling. Whether you're a first-time adventurer or a seasoned dungeon master, there's something uniquely human in the way that we create worlds together. Through these interviews, it's clear that TTRPGs are more than games. They're a creative outlet, a community, and a powerful tool for self-expression. Each story shared highlights just how meaningful these imagined worlds can be in our real lives.